My name is Ethan Rayburn. I'm the club president for the Vigo County Youth Soccer Association in Terre. Haute. A couple years ago, in the late winter, we partnered with Indiana Soccer. They came over and put on a futsal training course for about 18 or 20 local gym programs, PE programs. Indiana Soccer was able to secure funding for grants that provided balls and nice goals for each of the spaces. We wanted to get into these spaces, and especially these PE programs, to get them to teach the game of soccer. We had a big problem. They're not a big problem, but we just have a lot of kids in an underserved community that don't know the game. And we wanted to get into those spaces, and we wanted to do it in a way that we felt would be the easiest entry. And we thought that the PE programs in those schools would work well for that. And we did, and we got started. We had a great training program. Indiana Soccer did a fantastic job. A lot of people left with really good energy for the program. And then, of course, about a month later, in the spring of 2020, things got shut down. And we're just now kind of getting back into that space and starting some new and exciting programs here in Vigo County with futsal and with Indiana Soccer. One of the things we can't stress enough is our partnership with Chances and Services for Youth in Terre Haute has really come alongside us. When they redid this space, they consulted us and they consulted Indiana Soccer on how to design a space specifically for use with futsal. And so we got to be part of designing this floor and designing this gym floor. They're giving us use of this space at almost no cost to us. They're providing us training space for referees and for coaches. And you know, the event that we're doing this weekend is entirely provided by them. And we've been able to come into this space and really play a lot of futsal, and a lot of kids are getting touches on an indoor space that they would not have been able to in Terre Haute otherwise, and that's been a really beneficial space for us. So right now on the weekends, we essentially have the run of the space on the weekends. We have U9 and U10 Academy boys and girls programs that are in here on Saturdays and Sundays. We have a couple of our other small-sided teams that are training here on, I believe, Mondays and Tuesdays. Just coming in and doing, a lot of work, learning the game of futsal, which is interesting for kids that have been outside on grass, to come inside and get a lot of touches, a lot more dynamic play, a lot of new looks at things, and we think that'll be beneficial to us in the long run in a lot of spaces. We have a good base of referees here in Terre Haute. Of course, the game of futsal is a little different, and so this morning, at no cost to our local referees, we met this morning, had some bagels and coffee, and had a training session specifically for referees on how to run a game of futsal and what that looks like different from the outdoor space. We have a lot of referees volunteering for this event this weekend, which is all of our age groups through U15. Boys and girls are all meeting and having a scrimmage weekend. We're bringing parents in, we're bringing little brother and little sister, and all of this designed to hopefully springboard into a futsal program that we are going to run as a club for middle school aged kids next year. So that's the ages that are, of course, in middle school, are going to be in middle school, and so they're getting some great exposure to the game this weekend. Parents are getting some great exposure to the game, and we're hoping that leads to great things.
So a few years ago, we had a futsal training here at the Chances and Services for Youth Center, where we invited all of the elementary and middle school physical education teachers to come, and we taught them a little bit about the game of futsal, and then we gave them equipment, so balls and goals, and then of course an education on the game to take back to their school and apply it with their students. And we've had some success with that. The educators were really open to what we were teaching them, and of course they were appreciative of the equipment that we gave them. We unfortunately had a pandemic that happened actually right after we did the training, so there's been some hurdles there that we've tried to overcome. But our local school corporation is very open to us being in the buildings and bringing programming into after-school programs and things of that nature. And kind of one of the end goals that we have, maybe not an end goal, but kind of a next step goal, is organizing a futsal league for our middle school students in the school corporation and a couple school corporations around us. We're going to try to get involved in middle school league, and our goal is to have it to where the kids can play for free, okay? Because again, we're trying to reach all the kids in our community, and sometimes there's a barrier, and that is the fees and equipment and things of that nature to play. And so we're trying to just make it all free for the kids, and of course we need support to do that, to cover some of the costs, but that's the end goal. And so the school corporation is very supportive of what we're trying to do. There are some limitations, of course, with facilities, of course, financial limitations and things of that nature, but the support is there, and we're trying to carry the water, if you will, and make it all happen. I think every community and the leaders of every community are interested in serving their youth. I think we all can get on the same page to understand that the children are our future, right? And so we all want to serve the youth. I don't know that anybody's going to say they don't. And so sometimes you just gotta set the meeting, and you just gotta get around a table and talk about your dreams for the youth, and just brainstorm ideas of things you can make happen. There will be some hurdles. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Resources are limited in terms of facilities, in terms of finances. But I think if you can tell this story that you want to help youth, specifically you want to help youth maybe that aren't going to get an opportunity otherwise, people are going to support that. There will be some no's along the way, right? But you just got to keep your vision, clear, and I think if your heart's good and what you're trying to do, it'll happen. Takes a lot of time, but it's fun. Like this is, I've had a lot of people come up to me today and say, like, holy smokes, this is so much fun. You see kids, smiling faces on the kids, red face, sweat, but they're smiling, right? They're having a great time. This could go so much further. This is kind of the starting point, I think, for us in growing the game here. And this isn't just like a futsal goal, if I'm being honest. Futsal is one avenue, but hey, let's get more kids playing the outdoor game, right? Sometimes I think we make it too hard, to be honest with you. What I really love about this, and Justin from Indiana Futsal's mentioned it a couple times today, I've heard him in conversations with people, this is such a low pressure environment. And I think that kids thrive in a low pressure environment. And it's not to say that we don't need to teach them to perform in a pressured environment. But what I like to say to the kids is let the game, or not to the kids, but to the parents and the coaches and the adults involved, is the game provides a ton of pressure. Just leave it there. Let the game provide the pressure. The kids will figure it out, right? Ball at my foot, 9 other people on the floor that want it, that's pressure. That's enough. We don't need to add to it, So I think as long as we can create that type of environment, the kids have a great time, and they're going to invite their friends, and we can grow the game from there.
My name is Chris Lozier. I'm the Vice President of Vigo County Youth Soccer. I have 3 sons playing futsal here today. Dexter, U12, Jackson, a U11, and Bruce, a U9. Futsal is a great game. It's a fun game, it's a fast game, it's an exciting game. We've really embraced futsal with our programs. Really, for going back 3 years now, our kids have been playing futsal every winter. Futsal is a game that encourages skills and techniques without a lot of coach intervention. So our players are learning skills and techniques quicker that we're finding due to playing futsal every winter. It's a great game. It's fun. We're introducing it into the middle schools here in our area. We're planning to have a middle school league next winter. We're in an area where some of our kids are playing high school soccer, and they don't have a lot of experience until they get to high school. So introducing futsal into the middle schools is really going to help our community and really bring some of those kids into the game and really join high school teams and have that experience factor where they're not playing on a field for the first time as a freshman in high school. We have what we're really calling a futsal marathon going on this weekend. We have all of our travel teams playing here today, playing inter-squad games. We're getting ready to kick off with our U13 girls, are getting ready to play a blue versus black game, and we really have that blue versus black theme going all weekend where we're keeping a running score, and at the end of the weekend we'll see who wins, the blue or the black team. But it's a lot of fun. The kids get to play against each other, and they've been playing futsal pretty much all winter, so this is kind of our last big hurrah for futsal until we get outside for outdoor season. It's changed in the last 2 years. We have a lot of support from Indiana Soccer, Indiana Futsal that have came in and helped us get these programs in place, both program support, financial support to really get this program started and kind of help it take off to where we are today, and it's even going to grow more in the future, but really couldn't do it without the support of Indiana Soccer, Indiana Futsal.
My name is Dana Andreas, and I'm a board member and the Volunteer and Development Director for the Vigo County Youth Soccer Association. For futsal, starting off this program, which of course have been around for a while, but it's fairly new to our area, being able to have a place like Casey where we can facilitate things like these, that's specifically what they're all about, is community involvement, especially for children, chances and services for youth, to be able to let us have things like this to introduce more people to the sport. We have been in communication with the superintendent for Vigo County Schools, and there's an active discussion going on about availability of kids staying after school in their respective school gymnasiums and getting grants and other donors and sponsors to help facilitate the nets and the balls and any equipment that's needed, as well as supervision for the program. And hopefully we can work together with them and able to help the kids have access to this, but also benefit the Vigo County School Corporation. I've been enjoying watching this futsal event mainly because we do get really caught up in the travel aspect, which of course is fun and being competitive and pushing yourself to be better. So it's nice to have events like these where you kind of take the pressure off, and it allows you to bring it back to the fun of the sport. And as a parent, you don't feel so tense and on edge. Nobody's yelling, everybody's cheering and laughing, and that's what really makes all of this so much fun.
So today we came to Chances and we had the Indiana Futsal Referee Training Course. It was a nice one for the referees in the Vigo County area, and now we're doing some games so that we can get some practice with the new skills that we learned.
My name is Liam Andreas. This is my mom. This is my dad. And I play for Terre, Haute Premier. I enjoy the environment of the game, and the support of my teammates really boosts that. It makes it an overall better experience for me. And I like the support from the crowd. It gives me that boost of confidence that I need to just keep going and keep my head up. One fun fact is I really don't like running. That's probably my one fun fact, just because I'm not used to it at all.
That's why he's a keeper.
Yeah.